guys, so I just recorded a video a few minutes ago about why I left Scientology, and I went to upload it on YouTube, and apparently I went over the time limit, and I don't know how to edit or nothing like that, so I have to start it all over again. So I'm going to try and be as quick as I can. I have a little timer here, so I'm not going to go over the time. Okay, so basically one of the main reasons I left Scientology was because I was asked to disconnect from my mother. Now, it's worth mentioning that when I first joined Scientology, my Dianetic auditor told me that disconnection didn't actually happen in Scientology. He said, yes, it's written down, but it's not practiced, and it's only something that the TV and the media go on about to give Scientology a bad name, you know, like N-Tatum, Black PR and whatnot. But he said disconnection isn't practiced in Scientology. So from day one, when I joined Scientology, my mother was never a fan of Scientology. She thought it was a cult basically, and she looked up a lot of stuff about Scientology, and she didn't like it. And whenever she tried to tell me about it, it would end up in a blazing row. So we just kind of agreed not to talk about it. So anyway, yeah, my mom doesn't like Scientology. So there's a piece of LRH Tech that states if you get a lot of colds or flus, you're directly linked to somebody who is a suppressive person, you know, an SP, and that you yourself may be a potential trouble source, that's PTS. So basically, I was going into the mission with a lot of colds and flus, and they kind of started to question who would be suppressing me. Now, I live in Ireland. It's cold, it's rainy, it's not nice weather for the most part. So yeah, I get a lot of flus. You know, I'm not a suppressive person. It's just because the weather's crap over here. So anyway, yeah, when I started going into the mission with a lot of cold and flus, and they kind of asked, so is anyone, you know, that's not a big fan of Scientology? And I just said, you know, my mother doesn't particularly like Scientology. She's not, you know, we're still very close. I love her so much, but she's not a fan of Scientology. So my ethics officer let that go for a while, but then I kept on coming into the mission with colds and flus, and so she said to me, would I consider disconnecting from my mother if she was being a suppressive person? And I was like, what? You know, she's my mother. I love her. She raised me by herself. I don't want to disconnect from my mom. So she said, why don't you write a letter to your mother? And so I thought it was a bit strange, but I said okay. So that day in the mission, I wrote a letter to my mother, you know, how much I loved her, but how much I also loved Scientology, and that I wanted her to be happy for me and not to suppress me, and blah 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 blah. And my ethics officer read over the letter and added bits in and took bits out that she didn't like. So I had a nice Scientology approved letter to show my mother. So I left it in the house somewhere where she would find it, and she found the letter. She read the letter. She was creeped out by the letter. I asked her what she thought of it, and she thought it was weird because, I mean, she knows me so well. I'm so open with my mother that she knew this wasn't my kind of behaviour, and she asked me right out, you know, I didn't write this letter myself, did I? Because, I mean, all my life I've always just went to my mother if I had a problem, so she knows that I have no need to write a letter to her. So she was kind of creeped out. She found it weird that the church would make me write a letter to my mom explaining, you know, my love for Scientology and all this. So she was creeped out, and I went back the next day, and my ethics officer asked me what did my mom think of the letter, and I lied through my teeth. I said, oh, my mom loved the letter. She's really supportive of Scientology now. She loves Scientology now. And I lied because I knew if I told her that my mom was really creeped out by it, that she would suggest disconnection again. And at this time, I was still dedicated to Scientology. I thought I was doing something wonderful, but I didn't want that issue to be brought back up again. So I told my ethics officer, my mom loves Scientology. And so, I'm trying to keep it short here. So she let it go for a while, but then I was still coming in with loads of calls and flus. And also, at this time, the mission was relocating next door. And so there was a lot of money that had to be raised, to buy new sets of basics, new books, everything really. A lot of money had to be raised. So I was asked to come up with a few €1,000 on the spot. Now, I'm not a rich girl. I have, your 9 to 5 basic work job. So I couldn't come up with money that quickly. So she said to me that a Thetan can do anything. A Thetan has no limits, no limitations. So basically, she said, since I can't come up with this money, I'm obviously still being suppressed by my mother. And I was like, what? And so she suggested that I take out loans. I started off with €2,000, €5,000. She said, oh, well, you can take out this much and pay it off. And, I didn't want to get into debt. I didn't want to disconnect from my mother. So I thought this was kind of a bit weird, so I said no. And so she said, well, since you can't get this money, and since you're obviously still ill, it's obviously my mother that is suppressing me, so she thinks I should disconnect from my mother. And then alarm bells started to go off, and I was like, what? And she said that, I could be taken out of my present environment and moved to a more Scientology-friendly environment. And at this time, I was also getting phone calls from the Sea Org, because I had given my number to a lady that I had met at an event in Dublin. And she is in the Sea Org, and she kept calling me and calling me and calling me, and I didn't want to go to the Sea Org, but my ethics officer was kind of like, disconnection from your mother, blah blah blah. And then it was kind of hinted, about, especially with this lady ringing me, about going off to the Sea Org so that I could be in a more Scientology friendly environment. And I didn't like this. I was very freaked out. And so this went on for weeks. I was being pressured for the money. I was being pressured to disconnect. When eventually I had enough, and I said, this isn't right. I didn't know how to tell the church that I was leaving. So I went out and I got stinking drunk one night with my friends, and I plucked up the courage to text my ethics officer and say that I wouldn't be coming back. I didn't hear from her for a few days, and then she rang. She called me, and I told her I wasn't coming back. And it wasn't intimidating when I left, but it was really annoying because it was just constant emails, phone calls, let's go for coffee, let's talk about this, when are you coming back, blah blah blah. So yeah, it was easy enough to leave, but it was just a pain because they wouldn't leave me alone for a while. So that's kind of the main reason why I left Scientology. I think I'm leaving some stuff out. It's just I don't want to go over the time limit again, and there's so much more that I want to say. But I've got loads more to talk about. About like how when they asked me to leave my job so that I could go on social welfare, so I could work full-time on staff, because I wasn't staff for a while, but that's for a different video. Also, I was lied to about the Xenu thing, that Xenu, sorry. I never reached OT3, but I was told that it wasn't real, and then I found out afterwards from a Scientologist that it was real, and well, that's also for a different video. So yeah, I better stop talking now. I'm nearly out of time. So that's, like I said, the main reason why I left Scientology was because I was asked to disconnect from my mother, which I could never do because I love her so much. I'm a mammy's girl. And the money, thousands of euros that I couldn't afford. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope I haven't rattled too much because I have a weird necklace on. So I hope that's not too noisy. And yeah, that's all I really have time for at the moment. So yeah, thank you for watching.